But biblically, the word talent means one thing specifically. A talent is simply a volume or a weight of gold. That's it, period. Gold. Who doesn't like the idea of gold? Buckets of gold. I mean, could you imagine having buckets of gold that you could put in the ground? No, why would you do that? It's come from the ground. Can you imagine having buckets of gold that you could multiply over and over and over again? You imagine I could give you one bucket of gold and you could turn it into 10. I think I'll be very tempted to give you another one. And in this video, I want to unpack the truth about the parable of talents found in Matthew in the Bible. Now, if you know your Bible well enough, you'll know the parable of talents. The master gives 3 servants a bucket of gold each. One servant chooses to go and bury the gold, to safeguard it and protect it. The other 2 servants decide to go and magnify the gold. One servant, I think, magnifies it several times, and the other servant many, many more times. And when the master comes back, he scolds the person that safeguarded the gold and just buried it, and then rewards the servants that grew it with more and more gold. Now, the parable of talents is often misunderstood because we think that the word talent refers to a talent, like the ability to juggle or do graphic design or web design or coach or, I don't know, drive a car. But biblically, the word talent means one thing specifically. A talent is simply a volume or a weight of gold. That's it, period. And so the master rewards you for magnifying the gold. The challenge with a talent, as many of us humans have learned it to be, is we say, oh, well, I earn my living by, I don't know, being a taxi driver. We put those stripes on our shoulder. And then when we want to go and magnify the gold and make more money, we try and do it in the context of just being a taxi driver. Because those stripes of being a taxi driver, we don't just go and put on loosely on our shoulder, we tattoo them into our flesh. We adopt the identity of being the taxi driver or the accountant or the lawyer or the whatever it may well be. But actually, after a while, we reach a point where we reach a ceiling where we simply can't magnify any more gold by keeping that tattooed onto our skin. For years, I've had it tattooed onto my skin that I'm a coach. And I've recently realized that I've hit a glass ceiling where I can't go any further with that tattoo of coach that I've embedded onto my arm. I've had to go and have a mental reshift that involves having the tattoo removed and actually having another one placed on there, which is to be the employer of 1,000 people. That's a significant change. You see, the coach coaches someone. The employer employs 1,000 people, and those 1,000 people go and coach lots of people. You see, the tattoo of the talent is the limitation. But if you just focus on the process of magnifying the gold, you will always be rewarded by the master. Our human identity is our biggest strength that becomes our biggest limitation if we aren't willing to adapt it and change it. And so what is it that you're currently limited by? Is it a title? Is it a thing you think you're good at? And have you currently got stuck and can't seem to go and punch out from it? How would it be if the lawyer realized they had to become the managing director and the employer of 500 people? What then would happen to the legal firm? You see, all too often we get attached to this idea of loving the thing that we do, and then we don't get the results out that we want. What if loving the thing we do is actually linked to loving the number of people that we can serve and measuring that in the thousands? But what equally would it be if we loved the process of employing people, world-class people, and we loved doing that in the thousands? You see, then we get to level up and up. But to do that, we have to go and break through all of our limiting beliefs. We have to learn new things. We have to go and be challenged to do things that we don't think is possible. But when we do, and we choose to, suddenly the master will reward us, and we will get more and more and more. Often, we're playing far too small in a space where he wants us to play significantly bigger.